good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all. And we're live.
Yeah.
Crody.
Yeah.
You got to do it louder.
Yeah. We back.
Stop it, Aubrey.
What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all.
These niggas is wildin'.
Yeah. You're going to get us demonetized early.
These folks is wildin'.
The first 30 seconds.
Y'all know what we're here to talk about.
Of course.
There's no preamble. You know what we're here to talk about.
So let's get right into it. We got 4 different diss tracks. I would say 4.
4.
And we got 2 MCs going back to back. Well, kind of one MC going at the other one and one MC going for everybody else.
Yeah.
That's going for him. And it's just nuts, Crody.
It's not euphoria.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a euphoric feeling.
Crody is slang for bro or friend.
All right. So let's get into euphoria. Just as a recap, in general, we're not going to break down lyrics there. The only lyrics we're about to break down today are going to be between Family Matters and Meet the Grams, just because they're the most recent. And I ain't got time to go through all of euphoria. Neither one of us do. Here's our takeaways.
What was the purpose of Euphoria from your point of view?
Euphoria to me I feel like he did 616 in LA first. Because the poignant line of saying, don't tell lies about me and I won't tell truths about you. Like, feels like he already had something in the chamber. And I think with both of their work schedules, y'all had these things set up. And I'm not like discrediting the quickness of their writing ability.
Wait a minute, you just jumped down to the thesis statement now. Jumped all the way down to the
Oh, yeah. We're talking about Euphoria. My bad.
Slow down.
Slow down. I gotta slow down.
Pace, Crody.
Man, there's so much going on. Euphoria. My takeaway there was that to me was the lightest jab in a sense. Like lyrically, it was just talking to Drake. On first listen, I did not like it because it was just kind of like, what is going on? Second listen, because I was able to like remove all of the, rushing to go and listen to the song feelings. I was like, oh, I like this. And this is a really good song. The beats were well picked. The way he used all of his styles and all of his flows was immaculate, and just kind of attacking the general image of Drake, which I only have issues with it because sometimes it feels a lot like colorism in some ways.
You gotta slow down, Crody.
Oh, I'm going too fast.
You giving the whole thing.
Woo, you go. You go. It was a lot. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's so much in this song, bro. Like my brain went.
Your brain.
There are so many like
share
branching
everything
topics,
here.
man. Oh
all
my
right.
gosh.
Let's relax.
Let's slow down.
We here.
Stop it, Aubrey.
We're gonna be here for.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna be here for about an hour.
All right. Let's go. You go.
So here's my thing. I think the purpose of Euphoria was to back Drake off. And it was to say, I know plenty about what's going on with you, even without having to dig for that stuff. I don't have to dig for it because it just shows up.
Yeah.
And I'm too into my life, into my zen, into my own space to even worry about this right now. And so what I'm saying to you is like, don't come try to like pick apart things and figure it out and dissect me when everything you're trying to dissect is not the real.
Yeah.
And so he goes more into that on 616, and we'll get to that later.
I also felt like he was saying just rap. Like, Euphoria felt like the call to, like, just rap. You know, because even when he used the YNW Melly line, where it's like, I hope they're my real friends. If not, YNW Melly.
I think that was one of my favorite parts, is that he's like, yo, I love these guys, but I'm gonna explain for 8 bars why things are out of place.
Yeah.
And I like that part because it gives it more context.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So where is it at? I'm trying to Colin Aubrey. Well, it's a little bit further up, right?
Are you talking about the 8 bars?
Yeah, the 8 bars.
So it's you go up a little bit more, and it's
Yeah.
right there.
We're looking on Genius, by the way. I'm just trying to make sure I'm looking at it right. Do you see it yet? My eyeballs don't work well right now.
Neither do mine. We're old.
Yeah, I'm just gonna type in 8. Find 8. Thank you. That's what I needed. I love him to death, and in 8 bars, I'll explain that phrase, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing nobody can tell me. I don't want to talk on no celly. I think Cole tried to reach out.
Oh, for sure. I think it was just like, but the craziest part about all of this, right? I've never known what their actual issue is. I still don't think he's spoken on whatever the actual issue is. He's just spoken on information that he knows about Drake. And I think that, you know, whether it's lifestyle stuff, I don't think it was the situations that he mentions later on.
I think he says exactly what the issue is in this record. I just hate you. I just don't like you.
Yeah, that just makes sense.
I don't like the fact that the Canadian part of you is coming down to the American part of you and trying to milk the American part of it. You know what I mean? Without embracing the rest of the struggle. That's what I feel like he's about. And so just even looking at these 8 bars, he's like, you know, I'm selfish. I don't want to talk. This is mine. If like, and then he gets into the like inheriting the Pusha T beef.
Yeah, and I mean he picked it up and addressed it essentially the same way,
Right.
Which is the level of understanding in terms of that, right? So I think about this from a couple of different perspectives. One, I don't know what being black living in Canada is, like how that like existence, you know, feels. But I do know the feeling that depending upon how you look, I don't like it when we make the call on what you should be able to say and all that in the third. And I think I said this in the last one. It's the one drop rule, bro.
I take a different approach. I really do. And I understand what people are saying now.
No. And I got that part too. Because more so I get it's just the authenticity of how he goes about it. Like you use the parts that are glorifying a lifestyle that is not your authentic experience. Yeah? Is that more so
I would say
you think they're coming from?
I would say that's part of it.
Yeah.
I think the majority part, and I'll say it a bit more plainly. I feel like the sentence that you just used was not saying it all the way.
Mm-hmm.
The simple is Kendrick says it's not even as deep. The N word is not the deep part here.
Yeah.
The deep part is the fact that you're trying to extract and attach yourself to black culture in a way that's not is inauthentic, and we can smell that it's inauthentic by the way that you treat women. We can smell that it's inauthentic by the way that you adopt all other people's cultures on a regular basis as a mask. We can smell that it's not authentic by the way that you don't engage with the culture in times of need, right? And so we're not saying that you need to be, Ta-Nehisi Coates or something like that.
Yeah.
We're saying that you have a stage, and we want you to embrace the culture in the same way that's authentic. So if you're it's sort of like culture vulture, right?
No, I get that part, but it's just more not, to me. This is more like a "Where's Ja" moment to me. Like y'all are "Where's Ja" folks to death on the other side of this, where it's like you don't really care what Ja Rule has to say about the situations that were going on at the time. Same way you don't actually care what Drake has to say. You're not like.
Well, I thought that same thing in the last episode.
Yeah.
And that's where I was in the last episode, but I've evolved since then.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's not I don't believe it's a "Where's Ja" situation is because we're not looking for him to come out and say, yo, what happened to George Floyd is absolutely horrible. We're gonna march in the streets. We're gonna take up a flag, and we're gonna do what it is. We're not looking for him to say, I stand with Israel, I stand with Palestine, I do this, I do that. We're not looking for him to do that, because that would be the most direct way to be in the "Where's Ja" situation.
Yeah.
Where we're looking for him to do is to be authentically a part of the culture, not just kind of extract pieces from it. And so if there's I'm trying to think of a very concrete example, because that's what I've been working on this entire time. If there's a George Floyd moment, is to say, oh, what I'll do is I'll go out and contribute to the fund, or I will go out and make it known in a song. Like, you don't have to have a whole album themed about it. Like, voice it in some sort of way. Share that we're hurting, and you can reach out to us in a deep way, which is why he said, you pacify him.
Yeah.
You give him a little bit of Kool-Aid and let him go on back to the dance floor.
Okay. So here's my take. Like last time we were talking about Mr. Morale and Big Steppers, right?
Oh, sorry. One more thing.
Oh.
And Michael, even though he had his own struggles, Michael didn't ignore that part.
Right. I give you that. But Mike was also, image-wise, fighting himself against the things that he was doing.
Well, that's what I was just saying.
And I think that the hardest part about all of this in terms of and this is the genius of Euphoria. We're having this conversation about the authenticity of him as a whole. And trying to like dissect and discern all these different parts. If you put it in the entertainment posture of it, we don't ask those same things of Cole, but Cole, we'll mention, what's going on, and we don't have those same drawbacks or the same skepticism about his lyrics, right?
Yeah, but I think it's away from the colorism piece when we're talking about Cole, because Cole, even though he is, it's contradictory, right? Like it's definitely a I can't think of the word, but the fact that like we said in the last episode, we don't treat Cole the same way, even though he's biracial, is really hypocritical. But I think the difference between the two is that there is a sense of authenticity to Cole when it comes to a Black experience in the United States. What folks are trying to say is you didn't grow up here, you didn't live in this experience. Don't come down here trying to extract from this experience as if this was your day to day.
But I also
you experience racism in a different way, in a Canadian way, but not necessarily an American way. And so that's where I think Kendrick is coming from.
But he also talked about, and Drake has talked about those experiences. When he talks about his life in terms of those different structures or the places that he went or the people that he was trying to be around, that's that thing of trying to find your roots or your connection in a lot of different ways, especially when he would talk about spending the summers or whatever in Memphis, and whether it's authentic or inauthentic to whoever is actually going to fact check him. Like his whole start from the time that it was like 2005 or 2006, Jay Prince, Bun B, and the rest of them made him spend time in those Texas clubs to understand and connect to that aspect of the music. So when we talk about like him picking from this and picking from that,
I think that's musical though. That's a musical influence.
No, yes, but I also think that in that experience, and then also in the lyrics where he's talking about like the different things of who he's hanging with, and like I said, spending summers in Memphis, talking about the stuff he was doing in Texas and Houston. Even Rick Ross talking about it earlier in his diss track, where he was saying like when he was coming around, he was just happy to be around the energy of this. Mm-hmm. And I think that like the music is still actual life experience in terms of being around those people and everything else. And I think that that's, you know, again, to credit Kendrick, his whole thing is like searching and wanting that and wanting to, in a way, be accepted, whether it's, you know, I've been very critical of his relationship choices in the same way that Kendrick is, because it's just like there's no.
Well, he said exactly what you say every day.
Yeah.
Stop it, Aubrey.
Yeah, because there's no. You can't complain about a situation you create.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all your albums is complaining about the situations that you've created, while also then talking about your general experience of trying to find that Blackness. And while he does not outright say that's what he's trying to do, you can tell by the stories he's talking about, especially like when he talks about, you know, we tried to sell this time like this person, he'll talk about that person, you know, but let me tell you about my brother though, and all these different situations where you can tell he's telling stories of other people that are not as authentic to his story. But he's searching for something. And, you know, that's basically Euphoria. It's like you searching for something, we clearly see it. I hate that about you.
I think he doesn't hate the search though, because I feel like Kendrick could be empathetic enough to know that somebody's searching for something, and not necessarily empathetic to the fact that they're pretending to be something.
At this point, bro, it's crazy to me to feel like we all have our artist personas, right? And a lot of the times the line between artist and who you are should be very thin. But given the way the three of them have moved, right? So, you know, we don't really know J. Cole's situation with his wife, baby, mom, like whatever the situation is. We know he got a kid. Same thing with Kendrick. And we barely know what the actual parenting situation is with Drake. All three of them are very private in terms of their lives. And the thing about that, when you're talking about fame or you're talking about the authenticity, is a lot of y'all are living different lives. Like we talked about how on May Delete Later, it was very hard to kind of like listen to Cole talk about being loyal and then go 12 bars about hitting somebody else. Yeah. And going and doing this or using one of those lines. It's like, is this you or is this you? Like, are you showing me that you like are faithful, but you have trouble with being faithful? Are you making songs for the non-faithful? Like, what are we like? How are you approaching this? We look at Kendrick, and I was thinking about this on and we'll talk about it when we get to Family Matters. But like, We Cry Together is such a charging song for me, triggering song for me, because it's a good song. It's a good exploration of how toxic relationships can be. Mm-hmm. But also, I hate that you have enough experience with seeing it or whatever to be able to write a song like you know what I'm saying? That like steeps into that toxicity of like how we talk to each other.
That's the point of making songs, right?
Yeah, good point. You know,
you know, and the way that Drake is like Drake is Instagram, and Kendrick is saying that I'm more like a photograph.
Yeah,
like a Polaroid.
I'm a painting, something that you have to discern and dissect and get the opinions on. And you know, like Mr. Morale and Big Steppers was for whatever that people feel about it, it's therapy. It is literal, like I'm seeing the world from therapy, which is why either you like it or you don't like it, because either it shows you something that the parts that were broken in you, it shows you some younger aspect of yourself that had one understanding but now has a different one, and it makes you dissect things in a way that all of Kendrick's music does.
Yeah.
And if you ain't for that, I get it.
I just think that Drake, we should just call a spade a spade. Like Drake is a snapshot of what society is when society is pretending to be everything for the external.
Right.
He's definitely a snapshot of that, and the way people respond to Pimp a Butterfly, the way people respond to Mr. Morale is, oh, this is boring. But when they're at home at night, in their bedroom or in their bathroom, and they're crying their eyes out, Mr. Morale and To Pimp a Butterfly is what they actually feel. And meanwhile, when they're in the club, when they're at that party, when they're in the streets, roaming around, Drake is what they're masking.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into, well, as a whole, I think Euphoria is the most complete diss track. I think it is the best sounding of all of the ones that have been dropped. Because I think that he actually went through, calculated the things, and was very analytical, dissecting what he was saying. He was talking directly to Drake. So even in those lines where you don't necessarily understand whatever's going on, I know that Drake gets exactly what it is that he's saying.
Yeah, and I think to give credit to the listeners, they understand what Kendrick is saying too. So we're gonna move on to 616 in LA. This is not one we're gonna listen to, are we? We're gonna skip this one, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So for me in 616 in LA, this is an opportunity for Kendrick to basically pull a Drake for a moment. I was really thrown off by that because I was like, what the heck is going on here? You know what I mean? That's definitely not how I felt. I felt like, why am I even listening to this at the moment? That was my first impression. My first impression was like, this doesn't feel like a beef record. This doesn't feel hype enough. Why are you going in this sort of melodic direction? And after a little bit of processing, I just realized that he's trying to mimic Drake in some ways.
I also felt like he was, for both of them, leaning into the actual song making aspect of it, because both of them are trying to be exactly who they are at the core. So Kendrick has those melodic moments because even when he was doing that, like I was like, oh yeah, this sounds like something he would do, and sounded kind of like Death of Me in that way or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And then he just gets into the bars where once more it's like, hey, here's the life that you profess to everybody that we see. We see 100 people in your videos. Like I remember when Headlines came out, right? Mm-hmm. And you just see all the stuff, and you see all the people in the video. You see all these people behind them and everything. And I've always not liked the entourage of rap because there's nothing safe about that.
What do you mean by that?
What's
not safe about it?
100 people with you, and there's literally, like he said, you got 20 people that are just there for the lifestyle. You got another 30 or so that don't really care for you. They really want to off you and take everything that you got. And then you got the other 50 who really don't want to be doing none of this, but don't want to tell you because they don't want to mess up the money. Mm-hmm. That's like the entirety of all of this in terms of him talking about that, where it's like, bruh, your situation is just nuts. You have all of these things that people are playing into, and you don't even see yourself. You have no self-awareness at this point. And that's mostly what I felt about 16 in LA. Is like this more so is like your awareness of yourself and the fact that no one has to do much of anything to get information on you. Like it didn't take Pusha T all that much to get that information to find out about Adonis.
Yeah.
Like you can talk about all this money and stuff that people did, but I guarantee you it didn't take him that much to find out that information.
Well, he says, OVO, like, have you ever thought that OVO is working for me? Like, okay. And then he calls him a fake bully. I hate bullies. Yeah. You must be a terrible person. So like this goes back to Drake's character and his inability to be authentic. Drake came from the Degrassi world into what he is today, and there's always folks always have a glow up in life. But I also believe that like glowing up is not always adopting new things too. You know what I mean? Like it's different. You know what I mean?
It's also a different thing that I think that we expected from him. And
wait a minute, we expected Drake to.
So what we expected from Drake, right? So you go comeback season, So Far Gone. So Far Gone is pretty much exactly how he was. A lot of us came there for the rapping. You got a couple of the singing songs or whatever in that Houston style. And that's what we liked, right? You go back to So Far Gone in terms of the actual album release before Thank Me Later, and they throw Best I Ever Had on there, right? Goes crazy through the roof or whatever in terms of exposure, in terms of what his level was. It's at that point that Universal is like, that. We need more of that. And so he goes into that. And there wasn't like this comeback season was probably the only time that we've like looked at Drake and been like, I want lyrics from you. I want real deep lyrics from you.
I think but I think that's a marketing thing. That's an audience thing, right? We realize what audience that you're catering to here, and I think they always knew that. Yeah, the industry did work to transform Drake, and Drake did lean into that transformation. I also believe that transformation can still be a huge mask.
Yeah.
And I think the difference is Kendrick has seemed to more so become more of himself as time goes on. Mm-hmm. So Kendrick is taking off layers. Meanwhile, Drake is putting them on.
Yeah, I can see that. But in the same way that I think that we talk about Jay-Z, do we really want a 444 from Drake? Like, honestly. Or is it just we want your participation in a way that makes us feel comfortable, which at this point,
I think MCs want a 444 from Drake. I think you want him to stop talking about women the way he does.
I mean, yeah, that I do. Just because it just comes off as whiny.
That's
like
the same as 444, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, but I also know that, like, at the end of the day, you ain't my GOAT. You're not an artist that I'm looking for this depth from. Like, I'm looking for that from Lupe. I just be wanting you to rap more. Like, I just, and change your topics up a little bit. Like, I'm not even asking for you to speak about world pressing issues, because I don't really care what your thoughts are on it if you're not out there actually making a change. And if you're actually out there making a change, I don't think it has to be spoken on, because I'm not doing this for clicks and validation anyway. But it's just interesting because I think, like, the dissection of Drake at this point from Kendrick is just so poignant and exposing that, much like Roy Woods Jr. was talking about this with Bonnie Jones. He was basically saying, you know, there really are no losers in this beef, because we're at the point where they're both Goliaths in their industry. If you're a fan of Drake, you're going to be a fan of Drake. If you're a fan of Kendrick, you're going to stay a fan of Kendrick. Nobody is going to change your mind. You can yell from the rafters who you think won, but it don't change the fact that the labels are going to work with these people, the fact that they're going to be pushing things. The only thing that would change stuff at this point, because we finna get into the nitty gritty of these next two disses where I'm like, oh, y'all are taking it wherever y'all want to take it, huh?
Yeah, and I'm glad that they're taking it. So you're right in the way that, you know, the listener wins, they win in the amount of spins and the amount of, like, who knows how many new Kendrick fans are going to pop up here?
Yeah.
Who knows how many new Drake fans are going to pop up here? It monetarily it matters, but, like, we're not talking about money. We're not talking about popularity. We're not talking about that. We're talking about how you actually engage with the culture. And I feel like there is a winner or loser when it comes to the impacts to the culture.
Well, Drake lost that a long time ago. Like, that's not even that wouldn't even be a fight if we're talking about engaging and connection to the culture. Like, it's never been a fight. It's never been expected for him to be in the culture outside of being, like, in the club.
But not everybody knows that. And that's what Kendrick is trying to point out, is like, look, you're not that, even if, because he doesn't know that. Drake doesn't know that he's not the culture guy.
I don't think he don't care. Like, Drake is entertainment. Like, the whole thing is, like, look at even his connections in terms of the people that he was closest to, right? So it's not like he was out here going and doing songs with, like I said, like Lupe or actual rappers. Majority of the time.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about deep hip hop culture. I'm not talking about
No. I'm saying, like,
I'm
even outside of that,
black culture.
What I'm saying is, even outside of that, the people that he ties himself to, like, majority of the time, if you had to, he's Hollywood black culture is what he connects to, whether it's, you know, hanging with LeBron, hanging with KD, hanging with Devin Booker, hanging with these specific people, you know, being around Kentucky, doing all the stuff he was, you know, cloud chasing and all sorts of stuff people say he was doing, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the kind of person he's always been. Like, we've never seen him next to well, he was with Dave Chappelle in that one video, but we haven't seen him in the circles of, like, when him and Kanye were cool, it wasn't like we were really thinking they were finna do something.
What do you mean by do something?
Work on something together in terms of, like, doing a record or doing something that's, like, thought provoking. When he would pop up with people,
I mean,
and
Drake wrote for Kanye years ago,
but he also said when in Drake's diss to Kendrick, you know, like, I give out hits. Like, you know what you come around for. Like, you are for the glitz, the glamour. Kendrick said, you want to be famous. You care about being famous. That is literally how he connects to all of this stuff.
Yeah,
it's
but
never
I
been
think,
something that I think that he hasn't
I think
done.
what people are trying to say is Drake doesn't know he's trying to be famous.
I can see that. That makes sense. But I mean, still is like I don't think like what like at that point.
I think he. What people are trying to say is that he lacks self-awareness.
Yeah.
To a degree that is a detriment to his relationships, and he lacks so much self-awareness that he doesn't even know who to surround himself with.
Yeah.
I think that's the common thread that I keep coming back to.
Now let's get into the messiest of the mess and listen to Family Matters, and then we'll listen to Meet the Grams.
So we're doing Family Matters, the full track, or the one from IG, or the preview from IG.
Oh, let's do the preview first because the preview was funny.
Yeah, let's do the preview from IG. This is, I guess, a Family Matters interlude, so to speak.
Or a diss within a diss.
Right. Whoops. I'm gonna pull it back.
I would shovel dirt on top. I'd play this record on repeat. You always been a bitch to me. If you was in a pine box, I would still be in my spot. For you to make it to the peak, it have to be the death of me. The death of me. Looking in the mirror, still embarrassed. Stop talking how you gon' spare us. React like an infant whenever I mention. It's like you need tension, I always get attention. You always said how you wanna bury me alive. Jealousy disguised as your motherfucking pride. Took you on your first tour with us trying to catch a vibe. I was headline, you was standing on the side. Brought you and that other hoe along for the ride. First time people lined up for your ass. Now you saying two pussy boys getting out of line. You been hating hard for a very long time. It feel like Twitter ghost writing your reply. Streets out here talking like at least a nigga tried. That's how you felt in 2011 while we wasting time. Dreams come true, Crody, this is where you die.
I don't think of a point. I took you on tour in 2011. That's just how the industry works.
Yeah, but
I said it last time. They put the gas on him. Universal put a lighter on top of his gasoline as soon as he got connected to Wayne. And being connected to the biggest rapper in the industry in 2011 gives you an advantage.
But also, they all lack self-awareness. Every last one of them, Kendrick, Cole, Sean, Future, everybody you're talking about. Like, because, yeah, you might have took people on tour with you, but the excitement was all of y'all being on tour together. It wasn't like, ooh, I'm happy Drake is like Drake. It was more like, oh, snaps, I get to see a Drake, Cole, oh, ASAP pops out, Future pops out. Like, the Paradise Tour was magic for us at that time because these were our up-and-coming stars working together.
Yeah, and taking somebody on tour or giving them an invite to tour means that you respect them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, they're not on that tour.
And it doesn't make any sense for you to bring somebody that is not, like, at the caliber or on their way to the caliber on your tour.
Yeah. Unless
it's just somebody that you're cool with. And at that point, all of them had made names, period.
And I don't think in 2011 Drake had to do anything under duress.
No.
I really don't. Because when you're connected to Cash Money in that way or Young Money and signed to Young Money, you really don't need to bow down to the industry tricks and play those games.
Yeah.
So I think really you taking people on tour is definitely your choice. You definitely respected them. That doesn't run clear to me. So we're gonna play Family Matters. It's about 7 minutes long, so folks on YouTube will see us skip through this.
Start by by saying,
Nigga, I said it, I know that you mad. I've emptied the clip over friendlier jabs. You mentioned my seed, now deal with his dad. I gotta go bad, I gotta go bad. Yeah, drop a 50 bag for the mob in a spot. Drop a 50 bag, 29 for the thought. I was really, really trying to keep it PG. I was really, really trying to keep it PG. If you had a set, they give your ass a DP. Two civilian gang and real like you PC. You know who really bang and set my nigga YG.
Stop
you know
it,
who
Aubrey.
really bang and set my nigga Chuck T. You know who even bang and set out there CB. And nigga Cole losing sleep on this, it ain't me. You better have some paperwork or that shit fake T. Can't be rapping by no ratting that we can't read. I mean it's true, a nigga slimy for my AP. Just like how Metro nigga slime for his main squeeze. Out here begging for attention, nigga say please. Always rapping like you bout to get the slaves freed. You just acting like an activist, it's make believe. Don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees. Say you hate the girls I fuck, but what you really mean? I been with black and white and everything that's in between. You the black messiah wifing up a mixed queen. And hit vanilla cream to help out with your self-esteem. On some Bobby shit, I wanna know what Whitney need. All that puppy love was over in y'all late teens. Why you never hold your son and tell him say cheese? We could've left the kids out of this, don't blame me. You a dog and you know it, you just play sweet. Your baby mama captions always screaming save me. You did it dirty all your life, you tryna make peace. I heard that one of them little kids might be day free. Don't make it day freeze. Cause if your GM is your BM secret BD, then this is all making plenty fucking sense to me. Hey, let that shorty breathe. Shake that ass, bitch. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Shake that ass for Drake. Now shake that ass for free.
Stop it, Aubrey.
Yeah. We're not that kind of free, I'm talking about my nigga Dave. Yo man, a Lil K, we call that shit a mini Drake. He always said I overlooked him, I was staring straight. These bars go over Kenny head no matter what I say. I know you like to keep it short, so let me paraphrase. Knew it was smoke when Abel hit us with the serenade. Niggas say,
Stop it,
Almost
Aubrey.
started reaching for my ways. Drop a 50 bag for the mob in a spot. Drop a 50 bag, 29 for the thought. I was really, really trying to keep it. Yeah, let's stop playing around and take this shit serious, like. Niggas is a joke, I take it serious though. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where the actual new song starts, because I feel like that other part he had, because that part was at the end of Push-Ups anyway.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he was already just like, small theory, I think they knew, and like this shows it was a mole in your crew and a mole in somebody else's crew, because y'all were already writing. Because this ain't by happenstance that y'all can let the clip go that quick. That's all I want to say. It's just not.
I think there's only one mole.
I mean, it's in OVO, but still, there's somebody somewhere doing something on the other side as well.
There's an OVO owl out there hooting all over the place.
Giving all the information. Like, who do you want to hear information about is what they say. Who do I need to talk to give more of this information to Kendrick? Who is snitching?
Basically.
Look, if Drake shooters doing TikToks, nigga really shooting in your gang, that's peace, brother. Y'all ain't getting shit shot, nigga. Can't listen to the stick talking falsetto, saving for a hip hop, nigga. You don't even be a home dog, you a souvenir out the gift shop, nigga. Still mad about that one hoe, we ain't even fuck. I just lip lock with her. I get active when it's wartime. I ain't even really let my dick drop, nigga. What the fuck? I heard Rick drop, nigga. Talking something about a nose job, nigga. Ozempic got a side effect of jealousy and doubt. I never told y'all niggas. Put a nigga in the bars, let a nigga rock, kinda like your old job, nigga. House sitting on some land, but it's out where no one even really know y'all niggas. Bitches gotta drive 2 hours for you pay them just to give a blowjob, nigga. Must've started up a snowball, cause my last record deal was 400 M's. These days, that's a low bar, nigga. Hey, who's next on the list? Which one of my so-called niggas? Which one of my so-called niggas? Which one of my so-called niggas need a sheriff on the clip? Always knew I had to smoke y'all niggas. Good kid, Mad City van, we'll pot the latch and make the door slide. Tears running down my cheek, laughing at you pussy dying, it's a war cry. We Speaking music getting played in all the spots where boys got a little more pride. That's why all your friends dip into Atlanta paying just to find a tour guide. Able run your fucking bread, need to buy some more chains for some more guys. Let me find another street nigga I could take to the game courtside. Let me get a used Ferrari for a rapper, take the nigga on a horse ride. Anything to take a spotlight off the fact the boss is a drugged out little punk sissy from the north side. Rock him talking shit again. Gas cause you hit my BM first, nigga do the math who I was hitting in. I ain't even know you rap still cause they only talking about your fit again. Probably gotta have a kid again for you think of dropping any shit again. Even when you do drop, they gon' say you should've modeled cause it's mid again. Smoking 50 but they should've put you on the first one trying to get it in. Ask Spring if this a good idea the next time you cut it in a bed again. Shit, leave it till you leave the boy alone before you get your head split again. Pluto shit made me sick to my stomach, we ain't never really been through it. Lil Wayne, he a fucking lame, so I know he had to be an influence. These niggas had a plan and they finally found a way to rope you into it. 2 separate albums dissing, I just did a Kim to it. Niggas skim through it. Me and Savage had the hoes dripping wet at shows, almost had to swim to it. K-Dot shit is only hitting hard when Baby King put his pen to it. Ross calling me the white boy and the shit kinda got a ring to it. Cause all these rappers waving white flags while the whole fucking club sing to it. Murder scene on your man tonight, then come to vigil with the candlelight. Body at the fucking body and you know Rick reading my Miranda rights. I'm going on vacation, I hope next time y'all plan it right. Cause you gotta pay for saying my name. Guess now niggas understand the price, man. What? Hey, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at? Cause I wanna talk to the man of the house. West Coast niggas do phase, right? Come get this ass whooping, I'm handing them out. You wanna take up for real? Then come get his legacy out of my house. A cease and desist is for hoes. Can't listen to lies that come out of your mouth. You caught a two-pack of steak and beg them to sue me and get that shit down. I'm losing perspective on beef. Boy went to send beat and I kill you for fun. Your daddy got robbed by Top. You stunning and Wayne like father like son. Anthony set up the plays. Kojo be charging you double for none. They shook about what I'ma say. But texting your phone like we already won. You tell me what I shouldn't say. But fucking my nigga, it's already done. We already know it's a 20v1. We already know why you went number one. It's clearly because of the boy. The honorable thing is to give me the loot. You right about fuck the big 3. It's only Big D and that's video proof. My son should go play at the park. 2 light-skinned kids, this shit will be cute. Unless you don't wanna be seen with anyone that isn't blacker than you. We get it, we got it. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. We get that you think that you bishop and juice. When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense cause she bigger than you? Your back is up against the curb. You digging for dirt, she be digging for proof. Why did you move to New York? Is it cause you living that bachelor life? Proposed in 2015, but don't wanna make her your actual wife. I'm guessing this wedding ain't happening right, cause we know the girls that you actually like. The darkest secrets are coming to light. It's all on your face like what happened to Mike. Oh shit, it's all making sense. Maybe I'm Prince and you actually Mike. Michael was praying his features would change, so people believe that he's actually white. Top will make you do features for change. Get on pop records and rap for the whites. And wait, you say your brother Jermaine, but you only him to stay out of the light. Oh shit, just follow me right, cause nothing you saying could bother me right. I get off the plane and nothing has changed. I headed to Delilah with all of my ice. Headed to Delilah with all of my ice. Headed to Delilah with all of my ice. This shit gotta be over by now for anyone out here that's calling it right. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. There's nowhere to hide, there's nowhere to hide, you know what I mean. They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The picture you painted ain't what it seemed. You're dead.
Okay.
That's a long record, but there's a lot there.
Here's the quick version. First of all,
hold up. I feel like you're a Drake fan.
Slightly more than Kendrick, but again, I'm a Lupe fan over all of them, and none of them want to smoke with my mans.
That's not what we're here to talk about.
I just wanted to make it clear that I ain't got a dog in the fight because my dog ain't in the fight.
I like this because my bias leans towards Kung Fu Kenny.
So here's the thing about this record, and again, like
light skin, dark skin, let's go.
What's funny is I'm in terms of lyrical battles, Kendrick is always gonna win, just because that ain't what Drake coming with. Even with this song, there was so much emphasis on like kind of setting up everything. The biggest bars on both instances is like, you talking about as he's addressing everybody. So let me get to the A$AP Rocky one. Yeah. Because that's the one that pops in my head the most. It's like, you hit my baby mama first, but by the time when you was in my baby mama, you know I was with Yearn, right? Like, or did you
check
forget
the
that?
timestamps?
Or did you forget that?
Basically.
Also, did you forget that majority of the time, like ASAP Rocky is way doper than what people give him credit for, but also not as dope as what he thinks he is.
But I feel like Drake here is telling on himself.
What do you mean?
That he messy.
Oh, for sure. No. 100%. He was definitely telling on himself. And I'm going to get, like, the funny that Drake has is the reason I like this. Because it's still funny. At least in the beginning. At the end, I really hate it. Because I hate that, and I really do hate Meet the Grams. And that's I just hate where they are. Because
I don't.
And I'm going to get there, and I'm going to get there in a minute.
My heart is full.
So in addressing everybody, like in addressing the thing with Abel, like at this point, like I feel like trying to make like gay angles or to people is weird because it's not the same, bro.
He doesn't choose who likes his music.
Like it's just not the same. Like I get kind of what you were going for, but like even like the undercover conversations and stuff is different because it's not like you really exposing somebody. Like a lot of times they'll even say it on songs. They'll be like, undercover, I wish you could live in your truth. You know, they'll use that like as a funny little, when people use it, it don't hit the same no more.
But I think the problem is not the person that's undercover. I think the problem is the society that doesn't let them be out.
Yeah, and but either way, I'm saying like these lines ain't gonna hit that way because that is the problem.
Right.
So when you're talking about that don't hit the way. The Rick Ross stuff, that was funny. I liked the conversation about how he kind of took Kendrick's thing about his blackness and being like, you know, this is the situation that's going on with you. How does this look?
Do we even know much about his wife?
Not that I know of. I was kind of interested as to whether or not the cover of Mr. Maryland Big Steppers was her, was an actor, or was an actor to his actual life, or if that's like what Drake assumes, because he said on a song like, you talking about my family because you think we got problems because you listen to Mr. Morale, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, then that poses the same, questions to Kendrick at that point. Like, well, okay, so is it an authentic experience, or are you creating something for us, the culture, to digest that we need to look at, or are you pulling from life experiences? Because there were a lot of songs on that album where it seemed like you were speaking from life experiences.
So basically, most sources say that she's biracial. So. Look, but we know.
I forgot.
That's the same theme that we've been saying this whole time. Is this whole biracial thing? Mm-hmm. The one drop, like you're saying, is who gives a damn? Because society is just gonna see you as black.
For sure, but also he talks about it again on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, where he's talking about the first white girl he hit. Mm-hmm. And how it made him feel and all these other things, and like, but also being in that situation of thinking about the different things. And for him, he was trying to cover in his brain, to me, the feeling of doing that. Like, well, I'm doing this for my ancestors. I'm treating them like this because of my ancestors.
Which is wild.
Exactly. Which is a weird way to like cope for a choice you're making.
Yeah.
And so that's the part where it's like, if you don't like what he do, you also talked about women, and you just because you say you don't like it, it ain't like. And come on, bro.
And saying that you've been with a bunch of different women ain't a flex, right? Like a bunch of different.
All three of them doing this ain't a flex, given the situations of what y'all are trying to promote and talking about how y'all are as fathers, because all of them have talked about like the parenting things that they're trying to do. I think even Drake giving Adonis that song and, putting the video out is a cool thing. But like, I
don't think it's a cool thing.
I'm saying for him in terms of what he feels, not maybe what I would do.
Yeah.
Like if I'm using my, like I'd be Stevie Wonder.
Right.
In
Adonis,
a sense,
Adonis is old enough to say, Dad, I want a song.
Yeah.
Northwest is old enough to say, Dad, I want a song.
Stop it.
But I think it's the same thing. It's the same thing. That's why my brain says stop it. Is exactly why your brain is saying stop it with Kanye West and his daughter. I just feel like they can make that song, but doesn't need to be out to the world. You know?
No, it doesn't. And that's okay. Let's get into the meaty portion, because the rest of it, I don't
wait.
Whoa.
Stop it, Aubrey.
No Diddy. And I know people don't like people saying that, which is why I said it. But
you gotta go home.
Let's get into like the latter half that I do not care for.
So Meet the Grams?
No. The latter half of Drake's record. So
when were you not talking about that?
No, I never started addressing like the last issues of him basically saying that Kendrick had domestic violence.
Oh yeah, okay.
When we get here, that stuff bothers me. Y'all ain't talking about rap no more. At this point, y'all just snitching, both of y'all.
But isn't that a part of our collective history in hip hop?
In a certain way, yeah, but I think we give way too much of a pass for it, for trying to expose somebody. It's snitching. And it's snitching in a way to where it's like...
Pac said, I F your wife, you know?
Again, it's snitching. And it's like, we give too much credence to it, because at this point, what are you trying to gain? So say that's true. Mm-hmm. Whoa, that's wild and crazy. He makes an album talking about therapy and everything that he's gone through and trying to make peace with this stuff. Like, yeah, if he's trying to make peace for these things that happened in their past relationship, more power to you.
I think they're trying to get people to back off.
I mean, yeah, but like, if we actually know each other, right? You don't want to accept phone calls. So you're not talking to folks. You just said that yourself. And you hate them.
Yeah, but
so who is gonna back off if y'all ain't even talking?
Well, I don't think this is about that. This is not a situation where
we talking egos. That's how we're talking.
I don't think we want people to kumbaya. You know what I mean? I don't know if we want that collectively.
What I'm saying is, at this point, the only thing y'all doing is snitching and or dry snitching on each other. And either y'all trying to bring cases, especially when we get into Kendrick's. Because Kendrick's is to where it's like, la fam, that's a case.
Yeah, but I think this is wax. This is a part of the culture. And if they wanted to talk, they would have been talked. And I don't even think it's about them having a conversation in the first place.
Nah, like I feel like the first two were like, okay, we're doing this. And then it was like, oh, we're doing this. Like, we're going to have this forever discussion that'll be musically tied for the rest of forever with all this information that people will be discussing about my private life that we all want to keep private.
I think that's the point.
So
I think that's the point. And at the end of this, we can, after we break down Meet the Grams, we can talk about what we really feel like should happen next. You know what I mean?
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father, let me be honest. It takes a man to be a man, your dad is not responsive. I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. I'm sorry that you gotta grow up and then stand behind him. Life is hard, I know. The challenges always go beat us home. Sometimes our parents make mistakes that affect us until we grown. Hey, you're a good kid that need good leadership. Let me be your mentor, since your daddy don't teach you shit. Never let a man piss on your leg, son. Either you die right there or pop that man in the head, son. Never fall in the escort business, that's bad religion. Please remember, you could be a bitch even if you got bitches. Never code switch, whether right or wrong. You're a black man, even if it don't benefit your goals. Do some push-ups, get some discipline. Don't cut them corners like your daddy did. Fuck what Ozempic did. Don't pay to play with them Brazilians. Get a gym membership. Understand, no throwing rocks and hiding hands, that's law. Don't be ashamed about who you with, that's how he treats your moms. Don't have a kid to hide again, be sure. 5% will comprehend, but 95 is lost. Be proud of who you are. Your strength come from within. Lot of superstars that's real, but your daddy ain't one of them. And you nothing like him. You'll carry yourself as king. Can't understand me right now. Just play this when you 18. Dear Sandra, your son got some habits, I hope you don't undermine them. Especially with all the girls that's hurt inside this climate. You're a woman, so you know how it feels to be in alignment with emotion, hoping a man can see you and not be blinded. Dear Dennis, you gave birth to a master manipulator. Even using you to prove who he is a huge favor. I think you should ask for more paper, and more paper, and more paper. I'm blaming you for all his gambling addictions, psychopath intuition, the man that like to play victim. You raised a horrible fucking person. The nerve of you, Dennis. Sandra, sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen. Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life. He hates black women, hypersexualize them with kinks of an info fetish. Grew facial hair because he understood being the beard just fit him better. He got sex offenders on OVO that he keep on a monthly allowance. And a child should never be compromised, and he keeping his child around him. And we gotta raise our daughters knowing there's predators like him lurking. Fuck a rap battle, he should die so all of these women can live with a purpose. I've been in this industry 12 years, I'ma tell y'all one little secret. It's some weird shit going on, and some of these artists be here to police it. They be streamlining victims all inside of their home and calling them tender. Then leak videos of themselves to further push their agendas. To any woman that be playing this music, know that you're playing your sister, or better yet, selling your niece. To the weirdos, not the good ones. Cat Williams, I gave you the truth, so I'ma get mines. The embassy about to get raided too, it's only a matter of time. Hey, Lil Bron, keep the family away. Hey, Curry, keep the family away. To anybody that embody the love for their kids, keep the family away. They looking at you too if you standing by him. Keep the family away. I'm looking to shoot through any pervert that lives. Keep the family safe. Dear baby girl, I'm sorry that your father not active inside your world. He don't commit to much but his music, yeah, that's for sure. He a narcissist, misogynist, living inside his songs. Try to destroy families rather than taking care of his own. Should be teaching you timetables or watching Frozen with you, or at your 11th birthday singing poems with you. Instead he being Turks, paying for sex and popping perks, examples that you don't deserve. I wanna tell you that you're loved, you're brave, you're kind. You got a gift to change the world and can change your father's mind. Cause our children is the future, but he lives inside confusion. Money's always been illusion, but that's the life he's used to. His father probably didn't claim him neither. History do repeats itself, sometimes it don't need a reason. But I would like to say it's not your fault that he's hiding another child. Give him grace, this the reason I made Mr. Morale, so our babies like you can cope later. Give you some confidence to go through something, it's hope later. I never wanna hear you chasing men cause it's felt behavior. Sitting in the club with sugar daddies for validation. You need to know that love is eternity and trumps all pain. I tell you who your father is, just play this song when it rains. Yes, he's a hit maker, songwriter, superstar, right? And a fucking dead beat that should never say more life. Meet the Grams. Dear Aubrey, I know you probably thinking I wanted to crash your party, but truthfully I don't have a hating bone in my body. It's supposed to be a good exhibition within the game, but you fucked up the moment you called out my family's name. Why you had to stoop so low to discredit some decent people? Guess integrity is lost when the metaphors doesn't reach you. And I like to understand cause your house was never a home. 37 but you showing up as a 7-year-old. You got gambling problems, drinking problems, pill popping and spending problems. Bad with money, whorehouse, soliciting women problems. Therapy's a lovely start, but I suggest some ayahuasca. Strip the ego from the bottom. I try to empathize with you, cause I know that you ain't been through nothing. Crave entitlement, but wanna be like so bad that it's puzzling. No dominance, let's recap moments when you didn't fit in. No secret handshakes with your friend, no culture cachet to binge. Just disrespecting your mother, identities on the fence. Don't know which family would love you. The skin that you living in is compromised in personas. Can't channel your masculine even when standing next to a woman. You a body shamer, you go hide them baby mamas, ain't you? You embarrassed of them, that's not right, that ain't how mama raised us. Take that mask off. I wanna see what's under them achievements. Why believe you? You never gave us nothing to believe in. Cause you lied about religious views. You lied about your surgery. You lied about your accent and your past tense. All is perjury. You lied about your ghost riders. You lied about your crew members. They all pussy. You lied on them. I know they all got you in them. You lied about your son. You lied about your daughter, huh? You lied about them other kids that's out there hoping that you come. You lied about the only artist that can offer you some help. Fuck a rap battle. This a long life battle with yourself.
Okay. Quick question.
Yep.
Was this ever actually an exhibition?
Yeah, it was.
I disagree. Because if your whole thing is you have not liked him and y'all been doing all this stuff, because this is the portion where it's like it gets real dicey with on both ends as to what they're trying to do.
I think like that was the exhibition.
I mean, I think it was, but I also think that like push-ups at that time, even, you know, just the jazz about Top Dog or whatever are current events to the fact that you are no longer TDE. You are full-blown PG Line. That ain't deep digging into the family to me. Now, again, at that point, I'm pretty sure he knows what the rest of push-ups entails, or drop and give me 50. Because like I was telling you earlier, at least that end part of Family Matters, I'm sure he had done, which is probably why he's like, and I'm going to respond this way. The interesting aspect of it is like, if y'all wasn't friends anyway, why would you, in this deep way, why would you ever presume it's exhibition between y'all if y'all didn't care for each other? Like, because it's not going to be exhibition if I'm speaking on somebody I don't like. I might do like jabs because I don't want to pull it into the dirt, so to speak. But
I think that's you. And I also think that like that wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is why Cole backed up. Is because
not Cole backed up because of this.
Cole backed up because of like, I feel like Cole understood what like that was, and he knew that Drake was going to take it to a different place.
I also think he backed up because it wasn't like so. And I forgot to mention this about Euphoria in terms of Kendrick talking about Drake sending the feature request, because the rumor mill is basically saying that Drake requested for Kendrick to be on first person shooter, which he declined. Which at that point, like, I think that would have been dope and amazing. I promise y'all I would have preferred that to just have all three of them on the song than what this is. But then, like, character assassination is different from, like, I'm putting you on Weinstein's Island. Like, I'm taking all of these things that we were, like, uncomfortable with, i.e. your Millie Bobby Brown conversations, i.e. I think, like, the him and Georgia Smith stuff was a little weird at the time. There's another artist.
So all of the grooming allegations
are... You know, then it's basically the same kind of things that people like to bring up with the Nicki Minaj stuff, in the sense that, you know, the situation and stuff going on with her brother, but the stuff going on with whoever's in Drake's crew that's like around kids, then bringing in LeBron and Curry and all the people that Drake is cool with in terms of like productions or whatever the case may be. And it just gets to this place to where now it's like, okay, so what you're saying is in that same Diddy way, allegations, not even allegation, but raids are coming down for Drake very soon, apparently, at least by him saying that they'll be at the embassy soon trying to like get him out or whatever the case may be. This just gets beyond rap. Like, there are parts in it that I think are okay, but if you are Adonis or if you are his son, how are you personally feeling when you get to an age where somebody's like, you got to listen to this?
I think it's still rap, though. I think it's still rap because it ain't the court of law. Who says any, like, so rap lyrics means that it's real?
rap lyrics don't necessarily mean that it's real, but in the same way that when Hannibal Buress and others have been having a conversation about Bill Cosby, but the Hannibal Buress like started that conversation, right?
I get
in a
it,
sense
right.
of like it snowballs into what it's going to snowball into. The more eyes you get on something, the more like, and if you know, dark shall come to light. So I do understand that.
The
but,
court of public opinion has always been public opinion, though.
Yeah.
This hasn't changed. And so rapping about it doesn't change it.
It don't change it, but I just that's the only thing like that I wouldn't, because both of y'all respect y'all's privacy. And also I'm tired of rappers, especially when it comes to beef, especially like even with the Chris Brown song, where everything is about how trifling y'all are as men. Like, I hit this person before you hit that person while you was in a relationship, while, you know, you was thinking about marrying her. Like, how it's just, it ain't tasteless. Like, or it is tasteless, excuse me. So even when we're talking about Tupac, forget your clique. I did this to your wife. Like, murder, murder, kill, kill, real simple stuff. I went back listening to Get Rich or Die Trying in preparation to think about like the 50 and Ja stuff, right? Like the 50 and Ja stuff, like I remember feeling like, oh, this could pop off at any minute because it was actually based off of something that was real. Y'all's beef be based off of y'all egos in the moment and pillow talking. It's not based in anything to me that is tangibly something that should get to this point. It's fun in a musical sense, but I just feel like they get to the point where it's like,
I feel like all
y'all doing the
beefs in
most.
rap have started with some type of pillow talk.
I agree, and it's cheap. It's crap.
Yeah.
It ain't. I don't know, bro. Like,
But I still think that Kendrick is getting at a point of, you gotta stop lying to us, bro.
I think he's just getting to the point of like, stop playing with me. Like,
I think he's saying that and stop lying to us.
So it's very interesting. I wouldn't call it like extremely entertaining because it was entertaining before Meet the Grams dropped, because I like Euphoria. I like 6 a.m. in LA because I think it's a better song. But once we get to like the end of Family Matters and and Meet the Grams, I'm like, okay, y'all doing the most. Like, lyrically, Kendrick already won in that sense. And I say that as someone who likes Drake in that sense, but if you're not gonna bar to the truth or bar to like whatever, then you are saying that I lost.
I don't think it's over.
Oh, I definitely don't think it's over.
I think there's gonna be maybe one or two more exchanges.
I think maybe one more. And depending upon like what these tracks are saying, we might get the Bingo Jay Prince appearance, or somebody appearance to quote unquote squash whatever. Cause they have tuned it up to a level where I'm like, y'all exposing too much, and you know how the internet is. Like, and the internet should not be going and searching for, you know, Kendrick's baby moms. They shouldn't be going and searching. Like, I don't even know if dude has a daughter. Like, it was someone that he has like an 11-year-old daughter, so he had a kid before. Like,
well, I
it's
think
it's weird, bro.
My theory on that one is like, oh, she's 11 years old. Oh, that was when y'all were on tour together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that would be. So it's a weird situation where it's like, y'all got to chill. I'm glad that at this point that Cole got out of it, because I wouldn't want him to, because Cole is the only one out of the three of them that this would have been competition.
I think Cole knows all of this stuff.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I think he understands and is familiar with everything that's being said here.
100%.
And he was like,
no.
Not for me, dog.
Well, because I would not want to be tied to the allegations of basically grooming and damn near pedophilia in terms of like the Weinstein stuff. Like, I don't want to be nowhere near that.
Right.
And that's like a card in terms of perception. That is you can't. There are so many people that heard this that already hate him that you can't scrub that. you also can't scrub the domestic violence allegations, or like it's nuts to me.
I think they're already out there, which is why it's free game. You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
I don't feel like you can make it worse than it already is, because it is.
Nah, they can make it worse, and I think they can make it worse, and I feel like that's what it's gearing up to. So I hope that by the end of this, like, we are able to be like, okay, that was a cool, good exchange, and not just be like, oh no, that just basically. I feel like my prediction is we gonna reach the point where we all just like, oh, they should have just left each other alone. This is uncomfortable. Like, I feel like we're in a therapy session that we don't have no business being in.
I'm not uncomfortable at all, because this is not real life, and they're still records, and we're not violent. You know what I mean? And that's where, and words can be violent, and so I want to recognize that, but in this situation, I don't think we've crossed the line to like legit violence.
You compare me to Weinstein, we've crossed the line of legit violence, bro. Like, no, we're not finna do that. Like, nah, I don't know how much you would have rap for Kendrick winning, but what we not gonna do is act like we not at violence. We at violence. Listen, fam.
I don't think we're at violence, because he was already there. He already had those accusations.
If you talk to my children and my mama and my pops, we at violence, fam.
I mean, but I'm talking about real violence. I'm talking about physical violence.
I am 100% telling you, like, we are at physical violence. Like, there are some people you can compare me to. You can say I'm the worst out of whatever.
Yeah.
But you compare me to Harvey Weinstein, given what he got going on. You compare me to, like, Epstein and all these people. You got to see me, bro. The same way it's like the rappers with the domestic violence stuff, like, you still got to see me on that level too. But also, if we are like past that, so on and so forth, that's not something I really got to fight you about.
Yeah.
But the direct, like, nah, bro, like, you might as well, like, don't put me anywhere near that, because pedophilia in and of itself, like, bro, that's jail time. That's like in jail. The dudes in jail about to beat the bricks off of you, amongst other things. Like, because they don't fool with that. That's not the line that they cross.
You got
my
relax.
bad. We got to fight.
It's like
not
it's
me
like
and you, but not me. But like, if somebody was to do that on a song, to me,
the No Rhyme or Reason rap beef is coming up next.
No, but you know, that's just one of those. Why I'm saying, like, I think it has escalated past that point. Like, I've enjoyed everything up until those songs, and like I said, the end of Family Matters and Meet the Grams are the only place where I'm like, ooh, y'all are entering. Y'all really do need to go catch a fade with each other's territory, because this just ain't it.
I wanna understand what the fans feel like.
Yeah.
Whether they're not on Team Light Skin, Team Chocolate.
Oh, here we go, man. Just, you know, and know that at the end of the day, what you feel don't change how I feel.
Right.
But I do care about what y'all are saying about this, like, because as the fans are engaging in this, is this fun for y'all? Is it fun because it's messy, and we as a society love messy?
I think this is reality TV territory.
Yeah.
So, appreciate y'all for listening.
You said 2 more rounds, right?
1 or 2. Yeah.
Okay. I got 1, and I think it'll, by next episode, which we're not talking about it because Rap is dropping her album, and that's what we talking about. Rhapsody, Please Don't Cry is the next episode. I don't care what drops. I do not care. I'm going to listen to it, but I ain't talking about it. All right. We'll see y'all in the next piece. A 1 and a 2. And